The dust settled over Mars Colony 12, but the tension did not. The secret lab's destruction had caused an uproar. News spread fast, thanks to the proof Hana, Mina, and Jiho had gathered. The colony's leaders could no longer hide the truth. Jiho stood before a crowd of officials and citizens in the main hall. Kareen stood at his side, her golden eyes steady and calm. Hana and Mina were nearby, watching the room carefully. Jiho cleared his throat. The government tried to control us. They used me as a weapon, altering my DNA without my knowledge. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Kareen stepped forward. The bond between mates is sacred. It is not a tool for control. Hana added, "We have proof of these crimes. It's time to stop the experiments and protect all species' freedom." An official with a stern face interrupted. "These allegations are serious. We must investigate." Jiho nodded. "Yes, but the truth cannot be hidden any longer." Days passed and the colony slowly changed. The secret faction was exposed and many were arrested. The experiment stopped. Jiho's life settled into a new rhythm. He and Kareen trained together, learning each other's ways. She taught him about her tribe's customs. He shared stories of human resilience and hope. One evening under the pink sky of Mars sunset, Kareen spoke softly. "Jiho, the bond grows stronger every day. You are my mate, and I am yours." Jiho smiled. "I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad. You saved me, and I want to be with you." Kareen's tail curled gently around his leg. "Then we will face the future together." But peace was fragile. A new threat loomed beyond Mars. Messages from Earth warned of another colony under attack by an unknown force. Jiho frowned. "We can't stay here while others suffer," Kareen growled. "We fight where we are needed." Hana stepped forward. "We have allies now. Other colonies want to join us," Mina nodded. "The truth spreads. People want freedom, not control." Jiho looked at Kareen. "Are you ready?" Kareen's eyes burned with fierce pride. "Always." They formed a small team. Humans and aliens united by trust and bond. Their mission: to protect colonies, stop forced bonds, and uncover the enemy behind the attacks. The journey was dangerous. They traveled through asteroid fields, dodged enemy ships, and faced strange creatures. But Jiho and Kareen's bond grew stronger with every challenge. In quiet moments, they talked about their hopes. Jiho said, "Maybe one day, all species will live free. Together." Kareen smiled. "That is the true strength of the bond." One night aboard their ship, Kareen rested her head on Jiho's shoulder. "I never imagined a human could understand the Nariak way." Jiho laughed softly. "And I never imagined loving a Beastwoman from another world." She looked up, eyes shining. "Love is the bond beyond blood." Jiho nodded. "And it makes us stronger." Back on Mars Colony 12, the people watched the stars and hoped. Hope for peace. Hope for freedom. Hope for bonds built on choice, not control. Jiho, Kareen, Hana, and Mina became legends, symbols of courage and unity. Their story spread across the solar system. A story of trust. A story of fight. A story of love. And in the quiet moments between battles, Jiho whispered to Kareen, "We are mates. Together, we are unstoppable." Kareen smiled, golden eyes glowing in the dark. "Yes, together forever." The morning light in Mars Colony 12 was pale and thin, filtering through the dusty windows. Jiho sat at his small table, stirring a cup of bitter coffee. The events of the past days were heavy on his mind. He looked over at Kareen, who was quietly sharpening her claws, a strange but calming ritual to him now. Hana entered the room holding a data pad. "Jiho, I found something." Jiho looked up quickly. "What is it?" Hana tapped the screen. "I was digging through colony security logs. There was an unauthorized DNA experiment conducted on you months ago." Jiho's eyes widened. "What? Who did this?" Hana frowned. It's complicated. The experiment was ordered by a secret faction within the colonial government. They wanted to create a way to control alien-human relationships. Kareen's ears twitched sharply. Control? That is forbidden. Jiho clenched his fists. Why would they do that? Hana shook her head. Power. If they can force bonds between species, they can control alliances and wars. Kareen growled softly. This dishonors the bond. Jiho stood pacing. So someone used me as a test subject? Hana nodded grimly. And they likely plan to use the mating signal to control you, and through you control Kareen. Kareen's tail flicked angrily. They will pay. Jiho sighed heavily. We need proof. Hana smiled faintly. I have a contact who might help. She's a hacker who hates the government's secrets. Jiho looked hopeful. Can she find the truth? Hana nodded. We have to try. Later that day, Jiho, Kareen, and Hana met in a hidden room deep inside the colony. The air was thick with dust and quiet hums of old machines. A woman sat in front of several screens, fingers flying over a keyboard. She was small but fierce with sharp eyes. I'm Mina, she said. I've been watching the government's moves for years. Jiho explained everything, the DNA tampering, the bond, the rival tribe's attack. Mina listened carefully. This is bigger than you think. The secret faction wants to use alien bonds to control not just this colony, but the entire solar system. Kareen growled low. We must stop them. Mina nodded. I'll help you. But it won't be easy. Over. The next few days they worked together. Mina hacked into secure files, uncovering hidden experiments and plans. One file shocked them all. A secret project called Bonded Chains, designed to create forced mates between humans and aliens. Jiho felt a chill. They made me part of this. Hana's eyes were hard. And they're probably working on others, Kareen growled. We must destroy their lab. Mina's fingers paused. There is a lab on the far side of Mars, heavily guarded. That's where they do the experiments. Jiho nodded. Then that's where we go. The night before the mission, Jiho sat outside staring at the stars. Kareen joined him, her voice quiet. You are not just a human anymore. Jiho smiled faintly. Neither are you. Kareen looked at him carefully. The bond is stronger now, I feel it. Jiho reached out and touched her hand. Me too. The moment felt fragile and real. The next day, they approached the secret lab hidden under the red Martian rocks. The air was cold and still. Jiho's heart pounded as they slipped inside through a ventilation shaft. Inside, the lab was full of strange machines and cages with alien creatures. Kareen's eyes flashed with anger. This is a crime. They moved deeper, avoiding guards with Mina's guidance. In a locked room, they found rows of DNA samples, including Jiho's. Hana quickly scanned the data. These samples show forced bond attempts, people and aliens trapped like animals. Jiho clenched his fists. We have to destroy this. Suddenly, alarms blared. Guards rushed in. Kareen sprang into action, fighting fiercely. Jiho and Hana helped with weapons and technology. Mina hacked the security system, opening doors and disabling cameras. They fought their way to the main control panel. Jiho pressed the big red button labeled Self-Destruct. The room shook. Run, Mina shouted. They escaped just as the lab exploded behind them. Outside, breathing heavily, Jiho looked at Kareen. We did it, he said. Kareen nodded. But the war is not over. Hana joined them. The government will not forget this. Mina smiled grimly. But we have proof now. The truth will come out. Jiho felt hope for the first time in weeks. Together, they stood strong, bonded by choice, not by force. Jiho sat quietly in his small habitat, the soft hum of the air filter filling the silence between him and Kareen. The alien Beastwoman was not what he expected. Tall, strong, fierce. But right now, she looked calm, almost curious. The scanner beeped softly as it finished the deeper DNA test she insisted on. Jiho felt uneasy but also strangely intrigued. Kareen broke the silence. The test will take time. The bond markers must be carefully read. Jiho nodded. How long? Several hours. We must wait. Jiho sighed and rubbed the back of his neck. So, what happens if the test says I'm bonded to you? Kareen's golden eyes locked on his. Then you must honor the bond. You become my mate. We share life and duty. Jiho frowned. Mate, like married? Kareen blinked. Yes, but stronger. Mating means more than marriage in my tribe. It is a sacred connection between two souls. It is not broken lightly. Jiho ran a hand through his hair. I don't even know if I want to be mated. I'm not used to this kind of connection. Kareen's expression softened, just a little. Humans are different from Nariak. Your feelings are confusing to me. Jiho chuckled. You could say that again. At that moment, a soft knock sounded at the door. Jiho looked up, surprised. Jiho, are you okay? The voice was gentle and familiar. Hana stepped inside, carrying a data pad. She was his colleague, a linguist and anthropologist who helped with human-alien relations on Mars Colony 12. Hi, Hana, Jiho said, standing up. You're just in time. This is Kareen. She came from that alien ship outside. Hana's eyes widened. A Nariak? Wow, they're rare this far from their homeworld. Kareen nodded politely. I am Kareen. I seek proof of bond with this human male. Hana blinked and looked at Jiho. Proof? What kind of bond? Jiho shrugged. She says I sent some kind of mating signal. I have no idea how. Hana glanced at Kareen, then back to Jiho. It's possible that your DNA was altered to send out that signal. It might be some kind of trap or experiment. Kareen growled low in her throat. Trap? No, it is destiny. Hana smiled gently. Destiny or not, this is a big cultural misunderstanding. The Nariak bond is very serious, Jiho. It's like being tied to someone for life, body, and soul. Jiho looked down. I didn't even know that until today. Kareen's eyes flicked to Hana. And who is this female? Jiho noticed Kareen's tense posture. This is Hana. She's my friend and colleague. Kareen's tail twitched. She is not a rival? Jiho shook his head quickly. No, Kareen. Hana and I are just friends. Kareen studied Hana carefully. I do not trust. The bond must be clear. You must prove you are not mated to another female. Hana raised an eyebrow. You want to test me too? Kareen nodded firmly. If Jiho is truly your mate, then no other bond exists. The DNA will show. Jiho looked between the two women, confused. Is this really necessary? Kareen growled softly. It is tradition. If the bond is true, it cannot be shared. One mate only. Hana sighed but nodded. All right, if it helps clear things up, I'll take the test. Jiho swallowed hard. This just keeps getting weirder. The three of them moved to the lab area. Kareen used her scanner again, taking samples from Hana with a precise touch. Hana was calm but watched Kareen closely. While the devices worked, Hana leaned toward Jiho. You said your DNA might have been changed. Are you sure? Jiho nodded slowly. Yes, a few months ago during a routine checkup I found strange modifications in my genetic code. I reported it, but no one acted. Hana frowned. That's dangerous. Someone could be using you without your knowledge. Jiho looked away. I never asked for this, Kareen interrupted. Who would do such a thing? Jiho shrugged. I don't know. Maybe someone studying alien-human interactions. Maybe someone who wants to control me. Kareen's eyes darkened. If they tried to use the bond for control, they dishonor us both. Hana nodded. Jiho, we need to figure out who tampered with your DNA. It could be a bigger threat than you think. Jiho looked at Kareen, then Hana. I guess I'm stuck in the middle of something bigger. The scanner beeped again. Kareen studied the results carefully. Jiho, she said slowly, your DNA shows no current bond markers to other females. You are alone, as you say. Jiho let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. That's good, right? Karin's golden eyes softened. Yes, but the enhanced mating signal is unusual. It suggests someone forced the bond attempt. Hana stepped forward. That means your situation is not just about tradition. It could be political, or worse, biological warfare. Jiho's heart raced. Biological warfare? Hana nodded. If someone can manipulate DNA signals, they could force alien bonds. That would give them power over other species. Karin growled softly. My tribe would never allow forced bonds. It is dishonor and shame. Jiho looked at Karin and then Hana. So what do we do now? Karin's voice was calm but firm. I stay with you until this is solved. We must protect the bond and stop those who try to use it. Jiho hesitated, then nodded. All right. But I still don't understand your culture. Why is bonding so important? Karin looked far away, thinking. In my tribe, the bond is life. It means trust, strength, and survival. When two mates share the bond, they share everything. Pain, joy, strength. If the bond is broken, it is worse than death. Jiho sat quietly, imagining a connection that deep. Humans don't do that. We marry sometimes, but it is not always a strong tie. Many people live alone. Karin shook her head. That is weakness. Jiho smiled faintly. Or freedom. Karin growled softly. Freedom is a lie if you are alone. Jiho looked at her carefully. Maybe it's different for different people. Karin stepped closer. Maybe. But I will stay to learn. Edwine. That moment the door beeped. A message flashed on Jiho's screen. Security breach detected on Mars Colony 12. Hana's eyes widened. That's not good. Karin's tail twitched. Trouble is near. Jiho swallowed hard. Looks like peace is over, and so is my quiet life. The small lab inside Jiho's habitat hummed quietly as Karin carefully watched the glowing screen of her scanner. The deep DNA test had taken hours, but now the results were finally ready. Jiho stood beside her, feeling tense and curious, all at once. Hana, who had stayed nearby to help, leaned in as Karin analyzed the data. The device displayed a complex pattern of genetic markers, strange, glowing lines that showed connections between two beings. Karin's golden eyes scanned the information carefully. After a long moment, she turned to Jiho. The results are clear, she said. Your DNA shows strong emotional and physiological bond markers. Only with me. Jiho blinked. Only with you? Karin nodded slowly. Yes, your genes respond to me as a true mate would. No other female has this connection to you. Hana looked surprised. That's impressive. It means your DNA really is linked to hers somehow. Jiho felt a strange mixture of relief and confusion. But we just met. How can this be? Karin's voice softened, almost shy. The bond is deeper than time. It is not just the body. It is the soul. Jiho laughed nervously. Soul? That sounds like something from old Earth stories. Karin smiled slightly. To the Nariak, it is real. Hana frowned. But if your DNA was tampered with to send the mating signal, maybe the bond was forced, not natural. Karin shook her head. The bond is only true if both parties accept it. The test would not lie. Jiho looked between them, trying to understand. So does this mean I'm mated to you? Karin took a step closer. Yes, you are my bond mate. The signal was your body's way of calling me. Jiho's heart pounded. This is a lot to take in. Karin's tail flicked behind her. I understand. But the bond means we are connected now in body and mind. Hana stepped forward. What does that mean for you, Jiho? Jiho shrugged. I don't know yet. but I guess I need to learn. Suddenly, the communicator beeped loudly. Hana answered. Security alert. Unauthorized ship detected near colony perimeter. Kareen's ears twitched. Trouble is close. Jiho grabbed his jacket. Looks like things just got even more complicated. They left the lab and hurried outside. The sky was darkening with red clouds from the Martian dust storms. But the real threat was clear. A small black ship hovered above the colony, moving fast and without warning. Jiho felt a cold sweat on his forehead. Who are they? Kareen growled. They are a rival tribe of Nariak. They want to capture me and claim the bond for themselves. Hana's eyes widened. This is bad. If they attack, it could destroy the colony. Jiho clenched his fists. Then we have to stop them. Kareen nodded fiercely. We fight. Inside the colony, alarms rang out. People rushed to defend the perimeter. Jiho and Kareen ran to the weapons control room. Hana stayed to help with communications. Kareen picked up a plasma rifle. I will defend you. Jiho took a deep breath. Let's do this. Outside, the rival tribe landed with a roar. They were larger than Kareen's group, fierce and angry. Their leader, a beastman named Korak, shouted orders in a deep voice. Korak's eyes locked on Kareen. You are mine. The bond belongs to me. Kareen growled back. No, I am mated to Jiho now. Korak laughed cruelly. A human? You are weak. Jiho stepped forward, feeling nervous but determined. I may be human, but I'm not weak. Kareen looked at him with surprise. You fight? Jiho smiled. In my own way. Using his knowledge of human technology, Jiho activated the colony's defense systems. Laser turrets turned toward the attackers and electric barriers powered up. The rival tribe was caught off guard by the human technology. Korak snarled. Trickery! Kareen charged into battle, fighting fiercely with claws and strength. Jiho followed behind, using tools and devices to block and trap enemies. Hana coordinated the colony's defenses, sending out messages and warnings. The battle raged through the red dust and rocky hills. Jiho moved quickly, using his brain to outsmart the enemy. He set traps, activated defenses, and even hacked the attacker's ship controls. Korak realized he was losing. This is not over, he shouted. We will return. But for now, the rival tribe retreated, beaten and confused. After the fight, the colony was quiet again. Jiho sat down, exhausted but alive. Kareen knelt beside him. You are brave. You protected me and your people. Jiho smiled tiredly. I just did what I could. Hana joined them, looking proud. You proved yourself today, Jiho. Kareen's golden eyes shone. You are a true mate. I will stand with you. Jiho felt something warm inside. Maybe this bond was not so strange after all. That night, under the stars of Mars, Jiho thought about what had happened. He was bonded to an alien warrior, a Beastwoman from a distant tribe. His DNA had been changed without his knowledge. He had fought to protect a colony and a new family. And somehow, he felt ready for whatever came next. Because this was only the beginning. Jiho sat at the edge of his small garden on Mars Colony 12, wiping sweat from his brow. The sun wasn't as hot here as back on Earth, but it still warmed the red dust enough to make a man thirsty. He leaned back, sipping his recycled water, and looked up at the sky. It was quiet. Too quiet. Ever since the cargo ship left last week, no one had come or gone. He liked it this way. Peace. Silence. Just him, his plants, and his small habitat dome. Then the alarm went off. Jiho stood up, fast, heart pounding. The red light on his communicator flashed. Unregistered ship landing nearby, it said in a flat voice. Caution advised. Jiho grabbed his jacket and stepped outside. The wind picked up, red dust flying into his face. In the distance, he saw it. Something big coming down from the sky. It wasn't a human ship. Too round, too dark. and it landed too smooth. No fire, no sound, just a slow descent until it touched the ground like a falling feather. He stayed low behind a rock, watching. The ship's door opened. Out stepped something tall, strong, covered in deep gray fur that shone under the Martian sun. She walked like a soldier, shoulders square, head high. Her long tail flicked behind her with each step. Her face was more human than animal. Sharp golden eyes, soft black lips, a nose like a lion's. But her body, built like a warrior, Jiho's mouth went dry. She saw him. In one leap, she landed 5 feet away from him. "You are male," she said in a deep voice. "You are alone?" Jiho didn't answer at first. His brain was still catching up. "Yes," he finally said. "Who are you?" "I am Kareen of the Nariak. I seek the human who sent the bond signal." "What signal?" She stepped closer, sniffed the air around him. Her ears twitched. "You. It was you. You are the one." Jiho took a step back. "What are you talking about?" Kareen's eyes narrowed. "You sent a genetic pulse across the trade signal lines. It matched my mating pattern. You called me. I have come." Jiho blinked. No, I didn't call anyone. I don't even know how to send whatever that is." She crossed her arms. "Do not lie. My body reacted. My instincts knew. Your DNA touched mine. I tracked the signal here. And now," she leaned forward. "Must confirm you are not mated to another." Jiho's face turned red. "Wait, what? Mated? No, I'm not. What does that even mean here?" Kareen pulled out a small device and pressed it to Jiho's neck. A soft beep sounded. "DNA sample. Taken. I will now scan your dwelling. If you have other females, I will know." She turned and walked straight into his dome. "Hey, wait, you can't just..." Jiho ran after her, heart pounding. "You don't even have a warrant." But Kareen didn't stop. She moved fast, checking each room with quick sweeps of her scanner. She checked under the bed, inside the storage pods, and even scanned the bathroom. After 5 minutes, she turned to him. "You are truly alone." Jiho threw up his hands. "Told you. I've been alone for years. I like it that way." Kareen studied him. "You are healthy, strong. Your DNA is clean. No disease, no bonding. Marks, it is strange." "What's strange?" "That a male like you would live alone." Jiho sighed. "I came here to get away from people. I didn't know I was sending any mating signals." Kareen tilted her head. "Humans are strange, but your genes are rare, powerful. My people have watched your kind for years. Most of your males are not compatible. But you..." She stepped closer again. "You are." Jiho backed up. "Okay, look, this is all very flattering, but I'm not looking for a relationship, especially not one that involves surprise DNA tracking." Kareen frowned. "You dishonor the bond." "There is no bond," she growled low in her throat. Not angry, confused. "You sent the signal. I came. This is how it works." Jiho rubbed his face. "Lady, I'm just a farmer. I grow food. I fix air filters. I talk to nobody. I don't even know what a genetic bond signal is." Kareen looked down at her device. She tapped a few buttons. Her ears twitched again. "Strange. There is a trace of artificial enhancement in your DNA output, as if someone boosted your mating signature." Jiho blinked. "What does that mean?" "Someone may have tampered with your genetic code, perhaps a scientist, a lab technician. Someone wants you matched. That is the only way your signal could reach my system." Jiho sat down on the floor. "So, I'm being used as some kind of dating beacon?" Kareen didn't answer. She was too busy scanning him again. This time her gaze softened. "You are not what I expected, but you are genuine." "Gee, thanks," Jiho muttered. "So what now? You gonna take me back to your ship and drag me off to meet your alien parents?" Kareen's mouth curved slightly. It looked like a smile, though her sharp teeth made it hard to tell. "I will not force you. My kind do not take unwilling mates. But I must complete the DNA test fully. It is tradition. Jiho crossed his arms. What does that involve? Kareen held up the scanner again. One more blood sample, deeper scan. And then... We wait. Jiho sighed. Fine. But after that, you leave, right? Kareen nodded. If the scan proves you are not truly my bond match, I will go. If it proves you are... Her golden eyes locked onto his. Then I stay. Jiho didn't like the sound of that. But curiosity burned in his chest. Someone messed with his DNA. Someone wanted him found. But why? As Kareen took the second scan, Jiho stared out the dome window at the strange ship that had landed without a sound. Peace was over. Something much bigger had just started.